Good afternoon, and welcome to another rudimentary version of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your ruminating and ruthless host, Voice of Doom. Hello. Alright. I didn't want to do a diatribe so quickly, but I want to kind of keep in line with the things that happen that are kind of important, even though people may not see the importance of it when they're happening. So I will do a diatribe today on the 19th of September, which I believe is close to the autumnal equinox, which means we will be heading the other way as far as the length of the day goes, which is a time I like. I like autumn, even though there's lots of leaves. But first, on a personal note, Bench, if you're watching, I know I haven't called you in a while, and I just put it off because I know we talked for a long time, and a lot of times at 8 or 9 I don't have the energy or whatever. It's just timing, but we should just set up a time that we talk every week, and that way we don't have to worry about catching each other. But I'll let you know a few things now. It's I changed cable provider to Spectrum, and it was not a good. I mean, it was good. It was just not what I expected, because I couldn't get it set up. So I called them, and they said, we'll send a technician over, like right away. They were really fast. The guy came the next day. They wanted to come that day, and he said, you don't have a connection to Spectrum. And I go, I know. And he goes, we have to dig your yard up and lay down a line from the street. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know if I want you to do that. And it's like, well, make a decision. And it's like, okay, well, it's going to be a big project. Yeah, all right. But I said, how much is it going to cost? And he goes, I don't know. I hate that. I really hate when you don't have an answer for that kind of question to a customer when you work for a company. Because when people come into me and say, how much for a slice of tiramisu, I go $11.95 plus tax. And he goes, okay. So I didn't really care for that, but I just kind of thought, well, if you want my patronage, then you will lay down the line. So he spent 2 hours with another guy digging and drilling, and every time I hear the drill go, it's like, you're doing something permanent to my house, and I don't know if this is the right thing. What if it doesn't work, and what if I don't like it? And so I hate service people coming to my house, even though I know it's usually going to be an improvement on something. I'm just a loner. I don't like to be, I'm dysfunctional, all right, I admit it. But we got it done, and I'm pretty happy with with what's happening so far. And if it's half price, then it's good for my goal of cutting expenses. So I'll bore you not with more of that. But I will talk about some things that have happened in the last few days. Now, apparently, I guess in Taiwan, if you start at the beginning, they made a bunch of chips out of lithium, or made lithium battery operated pagers or devices, and shipped them to Hungary for some reason, and then they were shipped on to Lebanon as devices that could be used by Hezbollah personnel. That's the story in a nutshell. And then these devices just exploded over a period of 2 days. And nobody wants to lay claim to that except the state of Israel says there's a new phase of war coming. So they're not denying, and they're not saying anything. And so you go to the best source of information you can possibly find, the Pentagon spokesperson, John Kirby. And he's the guy that has to put the face of we're really serious people on the so-called Biden administration, the Petri dish era. He is the person who looks like he's a real bureaucrat or politician or functionary or apparatchik. He looks legit. Well, he was born in 1961. No, he was born in 63, so he's younger than me. He's 61 years old, so I consider him a kid, and I can see right through him. He doesn't have the slightest idea what he's doing, but he looks real important, and he talks with authority. And when they kept on prodding, let's talk about Sudan, let's talk about the Petri Dish's upcoming meeting in India with BRICS, or BRACS, or blocks. Okay. The press actually wanted to talk about these exploding devices because it was kind of a little bit of concern, because if devices are being programmed to explode in people's pants, then we got a problem, don't we? I mean, really, seriously, think about the implications of what that episode was. It's some people can just go on to the next topic of whether Kamala Harris is going to have gargoyle, is going to have a press conference before the election, or we can talk about devices that have been pre-programmed to go off in various people's pockets that they want to see blown up and making it happen. I mean, think about the logistics of what I'm saying. I mean, think about it carefully, and think about your own phones or whatever, iPods, whatever they're putting in their ears. I don't trust any of it. I never have, and I probably never will. Even if I live to be 130, I will bypass this automaton robotic era and ignore it until it goes away, because you can see it's going to. But devices exploding. Anyway, back to Curbside. They want to ask, and they keep on asking from different angles, and he's like, I have no comment on that. We had nothing to do with it. I have nothing to say. And when they're that tight-lipped, where they won't even give you a bunch of BS, run around spinach, then you know it's bad. You know they really don't want to talk about it one little bit, because to give any spinach is to start more spinning out of control. So yeah, this is bigger than even the assassination attempts on Orangey, because it shows that somebody can get into the supply chain and alter products in order to damage people. That's putting it in a nutshell. I hope people take heed of what I'm saying, because this might be one of the most important ones, even though I'm really boring today. Because the implications of what happened. It's not so bad. They were Hezbollah people. It's okay that they get blown up. They blow people up all the time over there. Devices were interceded in the supply chain to sabotage and booby trap them. It could happen anywhere to anybody at any time. Come on. I'm not going to do more diatribes. I've given it to you all. We're doomed. Technology will probably be the one that does us in, if you know what I mean. So, we'll talk about this guy, Roach. He doesn't have any really visible means of income or, steady flow. And yet I guess he's traveled to 5 different countries and lives in Hawaii. Traveled to Ukraine, Turkey, what were the other ones? Ukraine, Turkey, I think India, some other hotbed countries. But Ukraine and Turkey for sure, and he spent time in Ukraine as a so-called advisor, mercenary, sort of American, just join the fray and see whatever, propaganda frontman. The whole thing stinks. And then he's got, the gargoyle propaganda on his bumper sticker and whatever. He's a full-on liberal freak. Plant, CIA mall. Probably hypnotized. That's why he was smirking. So we'll talk more about that later. I want to watch this thing first on another really good channel I recommend is Behavior Panel. They're 4 guys who get together and talk about body language. And they all have different opinions about different things. So, it's not like it's one person's opinion. It's really good. It gives you a lot of news about what people are really doing with their body language or saying or mean. So I'm going to watch that about this guy, and then I'll get back to you with another one maybe, or we'll wait for another shoe to drop. There's many shoes in the sky, and they're all coming down one by one. You watch what happens, I'm telling you. The day is coming. So we'll see. That's it. I'll talk to you later. I think this was an important one to hear. So, bye.